अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, वॉइस ऑफ दुनिया शो में खुशामदीद। मैं हूं सैयदा शनाज और आज का शो इस लिहाज से मुनफरिद है कि आज हम एक ऐसी शख्सियत से आपको इंट्रोड्यूस कराने जा रहे हैं जो किसी तारुफ की मोहताज नहीं है। इनका नाम है जेम्स खान। ये ब्रिटिश पाकिस्तानी एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं, बहुत सी किताबों के ये राइटर हैं, इसके अलावा मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर हैं, बिजनेस के असरार और रमूज भी जानते हैं और अब पाकिस्तान को जो उनके अपने अंदर की एक कैफियत है उससे मुतासिर करने जा रहे हैं। मुतासिर करने का मतलब इंस्पायर करने जा रहे हैं। इसके अलावा प्रोग्राम में आज हमें साथ ज्वाइन करने जा रहे हैं सीएमओ जंप स्टार्ट पाकिस्तान सैयद असद हुसैन। बाकी पैनल हमारा आप जानते हैं, उनसे वाकिफ हैं। प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर हसन अस्करी साहब हमारे एनालिस्ट हमारे साथ मौजूद होंगे। खावर घुमन ब्यूरो चीफ दुनिया न्यूज इस्लामाबाद से हमें ज्वाइन करने जा रहे हैं। Mr. James Khan, to begin with you, I would like you to share the experience of this success story with us. Like, what was the milestones initially to you? How did you begin? And today, was that a dream? Was that an ambition, or it was just coincidence?
I'd love to say it was a coincidence, but unfortunately, success is never an accident. It's normally about your drive, your passion and your hard work. I always had a vision that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. From the age of 12, I knew then that my destiny was about controlling my own destiny, being running my own business, being an entrepreneur. And God has been extremely kind to me, and I had a number of opportunities to build my own headhunting recruitment business, which mashallah today is ranked #1 in the world. We have 7,500 employees in 30 countries around the world, and that really was my first break. I then went on and worked with the government to help start entrepreneurship programs in the United Kingdom, and I was asked to chair an organisation called Startup Loans, and this is where the British government wanted me to help entrepreneurs start a business because they wanted to create jobs for their country. And as a consequence, I was there for 3 years as founder chairman and started 28,000 businesses, which today employ 93,000 people. And that was really my opportunity to give something back. But now I feel, having left Pakistan for over 50 years, I'm feeling a bit homesick, and I want to come back and see if I can replicate the success that I've had in the UK and share some of those ideas with people in Pakistan, because I feel the one thing Pakistan can do is to inspire the youth to create their own businesses, because when you create a business you create a job, and right now I think job creation in this country is so paramount, and I believe we should use the vehicle of entrepreneurship to help achieve that.
James, Khabar Guman here. I just want to ask one more question. What precisely are the areas you are targeting in Pakistan? Yes, you're absolutely right. 65% of Pakistan's population is of youth, and we are genuinely in need of people like you who can give us some innovative ideas.
Yeah, I think what I want to do is make sure that the grassroots of Pakistan is fixed for entrepreneurship. So you need to start from the education system and make sure that we have the correct faculty, the correct education, because running a business is not easy. You can't just wake up one morning and decide that I'm an entrepreneur. It takes 10 years to be able to build a successful business. So the first message for me is to ensure that are we selecting the right people, because the one thing we have to remember is 70% of entrepreneurs who start their own business will fail. So the first thing I'd like to do is make sure that we have the correct programs, the foundation, the education, the faculty and the correct training, because I don't think Pakistan necessarily has to follow a Western model where 70% of the people fail. So my first objective is to ensure that do we have the right filtering system, that we can select the right people who have the DNA to be successful in the first place. The $64 million question, Karim, is, are entrepreneurs born or can they be created?
Alright, James, stay with us. अभी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं सैयद असद हुसैन से। एक सवाल जो बहुत अहम है पाकिस्तान के पर्सपेक्टिव से, कि पाकिस्तान को किस तरह से ये प्रोग्राम मुतासिर कर सकता है, खुसूसन यहाँ पर असद साहब बिजनेस के लिहाज से बहुत गैर यकीनी सूरत हाल है। माइक्रो फाइनेंसिंग से ही आपने क्यों आगाज करना मुनासिब समझा, या आप क्या समझते कौन से ऐसे एरियाज हैं जो पाकिस्तान जिनके लिए वनरेबल है स्टार्ट करने को?
अस्सलाम आयशा, ये जंप स्टार्ट पाकिस्तान जो हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ये इसी में फोकस कर रहा है फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स एंड स्टार्टअप्स। तो बेसिकली ये है दैट अगर किसी के पास कोई आइडिया है पाकिस्तान में, स्पेशली स्टार्टअप्स, किसी के किस्म का भी आइडिया है, तो वो उसको प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं। पाकिस्तान की जो मार्केट है ओवरऑल इज लिटरली नॉट डेवलप्ड, तो उसके लिए आपको ओवरसीज़ के इन्वेस्टर्स की ज़रूरत है, ओवरसीज़ मेंटर्स की ज़रूरत है जो आपको मदद कर सकती हैं, आपके साथ पार्टनरशिप कर सकती हैं तो इसको डेवलप करने के लिए। तो ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जंप स्टार्ट पाकिस्तान जो कोई 6 साल से चल रहा है, लास्ट ईयर हमने एक कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी यहाँ इस्लामाबाद में जिसमें स्टार्टअप्स ने अपने प्रोडक्ट्स डिस्प्ले किए थे, एसएमईज आए थे, सीईओज ने टॉक की थी, एंड फॉर दैट काफ़ी हमें फीडबैक ये मिला दैट दिस इज़ अ नीड इन पाकिस्तान। सो दिस ईयर हम यही कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अब बहुत बड़े स्केल से कर रहे हैं, एक लाहौर में और एक इस्लामाबाद में, बिटवीन द 1st and the 8th of October। तो वही है, शोकेस योर प्रोडक्ट्स, शोकेस योर एसएमईज जो स्केल अप करना चाह रही हैं, एंड एट द सेम टाइम हम इनवाइट कर रहे हैं एंड काफ़ी स्पीकर्स आ रहे हैं फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द ग्लोब। सो वो इधर आएंगे, वो इनको मेंटरशिप दे सकते हैं। और मी एज अ ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानी, मैं खुद पाकिस्तान में इन्वेस्ट करना चाह रहा हूँ, लेकिन आई डोंट नो वेयर टू लुक, आई डोंट नो हु टू फाइंड। सो वी हैव क्रिएटेड सॉर्ट ऑफ अ प्लेटफॉर्म, and I think this is very important. And about micro financing, what you said,
yeah,
I personally don't think, and we don't think as an organization, the financing जो है banks can always loan money, or the government definitely cannot. So as far as finance is concerned, the best route of finance is through investment, through partnerships. लेकिन partnerships में सिर्फ आपको finance नहीं चाहिए, you need the know-how, you need the experience. So I think there's two parts of this. One part is don't just go into partnership with anybody just for the money. Look at what they can give you as far as the business is concerned, and that is more crucial.
कैसे मुख्तलिफ है ये स्कीम यूथ लोन स्कीम से जो मुस्लिम लीग नून की जानिब से इंट्रोड्यूस कराई गई थी? आपकी लोन स्कीम उससे कैसे मुख्तलिफ है?
The startup loan scheme, so that was primarily funded by the government, so it was a government-backed scheme, and this is where we were looking to find entrepreneurs who could create small businesses. So startup loans was never designed for big business. We wanted somebody who would start a local business. It could be a hairdresser, it could be a window cleaner, it could be somebody with a corner shop, because the essence of startup loans was to create jobs. Because success is not just in big business, but if you have a small business that employs 4 or 5 people and they make enough money to feed their family, educate their children and have a comfortable life, to me that is defined as success. So the idea for startup loans was at a national scale. It wasn't about building large-scale multinationals, and that's where I think the similarities in Pakistan, I think it could work extremely well.
All right, Professor Saab, do you have a relevant question to shoot?
Yes, I would like to begin conversation first with Mr. James Can. I have gone through your biography. It's a inspiring story of courage, determination and success. And I thought that certain sections of your biography, especially the earlier part, would definitely be very inspiring for young people who are entering business. Therefore, I would ask first 1 or 2 questions about the beginning of your career, and then we can proceed on to the present work that you propose to do in Pakistan. Now, in your biography, it's written that at the age of 16 you left home, and my question is that you left home when there was no obvious job in front of you. So my question is whether it was because of your desire to stand on your feet as early as possible, and also your desire to control your destiny, or any other factor that impelled you to take that decision.
And sorry to cut you, and not attending school didn't matter at all?
Great question. You know, I think once you make a decision in your mind that this is something you want to do, so at the age of 12, I had made up my mind I wanted to run my own business, and to be honest, I couldn't wait to leave school because I felt I already knew where I wanted to go, I already knew what I wanted to do, and I didn't feel I necessarily needed the education to be able to do that. Now, looking back on my life, was that the right thing to do? Actually not, because at the age of 42, I then went back to school, and then I took a degree at Harvard Business School because I realized that actually I'd made a mistake. So you're right, I didn't finish my schooling or college or go to university. I waited another 25 years and then went back and finished my education. So what inspired me at the time, I felt that when you run your own business, it gives you that sense of freedom. It allows you to liberate yourself and to explore your own dream. You know, and rather than necessarily following a career in banking or accountancy or joining my father's business, what I felt at the time was that was living other people's dream. I wanted to live my own dream. I wanted to create my own path. But interesting enough, just like every other 16-year-old, I didn't know what my path was going to be. So really, you have to go out, you have to get out into the open world and start or try different jobs, different businesses, until you find something that naturally suits you. So in my first 2 years, I literally used to move jobs every 4 to 6 weeks because it just didn't connect with me. And then all of a sudden, I found a job in a recruitment company helping people find jobs, and then I realized that was my forte. But I couldn't have told you at the age of 16 that's what I wanted to do. So I think the message for the viewers out there is, I think a lot of entrepreneurs say to me, James, I'd love to run my own business, but I don't know what to do. And sometimes what you have to do is go out in that big wide world, you know, and try different things, because what happens with people is they're frightened, they're scared because they think they will fail. One thing I can tell you is I've failed more times than anybody else I know. Because
right.
to me,
let me raise
failure...
a related issue. You mentioned about, you know, doing different jobs after you left home, and ultimately you established a recruiting company in the 80s, and in 90s number of other companies, and then sky was the limit for you. It's all success story that we realize. So my question to you is that how do you explain this success, or what do you attribute to your hard work, your determination, your desire to find a space, a respectable space for yourself, or element of luck played an important role? How much luck played and how much your hard work?
I think, you know, the two generally come hand in hand. I think it's a bit naive to believe that it's just you, because I think you do need a bit of luck, because there is a situation where sometimes you can just be at the right place at the right time. But I don't think luck in itself is the only criteria. You have to have an idea where it has a market demand. There's no point coming up with an idea that nobody wants to buy. So I think, you know, in business you need a compelling business proposition, you need to have the determination and the drive, and you have to pay the price of success, because remember, you cannot be a part-time entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is what I call 24/7. Most entrepreneurs that I know literally work 7 days a week and literally 18 hours a day. Now, not everybody is prepared to pay that price, because you have to make certain sacrifices. So when I look back at my success, you know, was it down to my hard work alone? Probably not. Did I get a bit lucky? Probably. You know, did I have a compelling idea that the market had a need for? Absolutely. And was I absolutely blinded by my focus to achieve success? Without question. So I think it's all of the above.
Yeah, I mean, the wise people say that success smiles on those who do the hard work, which you did. Now, another issue that I want to raise here is that in the 90s you established different companies, sold them, established another one, sold, and moved on. So the question is that when you were moving from one company to the other, selling that and establishing a new one, Was it because you this was a business, this was a kind of movement towards progress in your business, or you were looking for an appropriate task for yourself, that's why you were shifting from one company to the other?
No, actually what it was, at the time, in the early 90s, the concept of selling businesses became a trend and a fashion. Most people, when they grow or start a business, they believe it's the business they will stay with for the rest of their life because it's their baby, they've nurtured it, they've grown it, etc. What I realized that I was actually very good at starting businesses, getting them up and running, and then finding a buyer for that business. And what I found is sometimes it cost me between £1 and £2 million to start a business, but once I got it up and running, I could sell that business for between 12 to 15 million. So I could make 5-6 times the investment that I made, and I felt that that capital growth in the value that I created in the business, you know, was attractive enough to want to sell. And you know, so far in my career, at the last count, I have bought and sold 53 companies now. So I think I would say I've got quite good at it now.
All right, the success story of James Khan goes on. ब्रेक का कहा जा रहा है, खबर जाहिर है बहुत से सवाल हमारे जहनों में मौजूद हैं. हर शख्स कामयाब होना चाहता है, हर शख्स कामयाब होना चाहता है, लेकिन जैसे जेम्स खान बता रहे हैं कि इसके लिए दिन रात एक करना पड़ता है. तो नाज़रीन, हाउ कैन यू इंस्पायर एंड हाउ कैन यू इन्फ्लुएंस योर सोसाइटी विद योर सक्सेस? मिस्टर जेम्स खान के साथ हमारी गुफ्तगू का सिलसिला जारी है. वापस आते हैं एक ब्रेक के बाद. Heading towards the next sector, I want to highlight is Khabar up. Go ahead, please. Question.
Okay, my question. Either one of you can answer to that. Like to run a microfinance scheme in a country like Pakistan, you need to have a certain level of trust with the government or with the private sector. So what basically are the means you are looking at through which you are going to launch this Jumpstart scheme? And what are the areas you precisely actually you're aiming on?
I said I think it's a good one for you.
The microfinance, this is a topic that a lot of people are talking about. Microfinance, हमारे जो Jumpstart Lift conference जो है, finance is actually one of our verticals. So for microfinance, there's two parts. One part is investment through partnerships, which is probably the better way of going forward. Otherwise, obviously, you can go to banks, you can go to institutes, and then you have a cloud above your head because you have to make those payments, you have to keep up with those payments, and that's not necessarily a good thing at an offset of a business. Yeah, Aisha ne bhi ye question kaha tha. I think you need partnerships. So partnerships is the success here, and overseas Pakistanis जो हैं हमारे पूरी दुनिया में जो हैं, there's so many people that want to invest in Pakistan and in Pakistan as well, you know, because हमारा जो generation है, it's all about startups.
असल में मेरा जो सवाल बेसिकली ये है कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर जहां कहीं पे भी पैसे का इस्तेमाल आ जाता है, उसको लोग शक की निगाह से देखना शुरू कर देते हैं, गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में भी और प्राइवेट सेक्टर में भी. बेसिकली मैं वो चैनल पूछना चाह रहा हूं जिसके जरिए आप ये स्कीम पाकिस्तान के अंदर लॉन्च करेंगे, और सर्टनली जो हमारे मुल्क के अंदर कोई माजी के अंदर ऐसी कोई कामयाब स्कीम हुई नहीं है. एक ट्रेल ब्लेजर होगा, एक नई चीज होगी हमारे मुल्क के अंदर. तो इसको कामयाब बनाने के लिए आपको कोई इनोवेटिव आइडिया लाना पड़ेगा जिसके जरिए लोगों का एतमाद आपको मिले, गवर्नमेंट का एतमाद मिले, या यहाँ पे जो लोकल पार्टनर्स आपके साथ चलेंगे उनका हमारी सोसाइटी के अंदर जो उनकी रेपुटेशन अच्छी हो, उस हवाले से मैं पूछना चाह रहा था.
In terms of, let me pick this one up. So I think, Gurun, what we're doing is our focus is not microfinance. Our focus is to connect entrepreneurs to overseas Pakistanis. Today there are 9 million overseas Pakistanis in Canada, America, Australia and the United Kingdom. We are sitting internationally running businesses What Jumpstart wants to do is identify entrepreneurs in Pakistan and connect those to the Pakistani overseas people who are sitting in London, to make that connection, to enable them to grow and scale their businesses. So right now, when you have an entrepreneur who creates a business and he says, I want to become international, but he doesn't actually know how to do that, what we believe is there are similar businesses like his in the UK run by an overseas Pakistani. Our job is to make that connection, because we believe the power of the collective is much stronger than any one individual business. That's our focus.
All right, my question to Asad. Asad, बिल्कुल आप कैरी ऑन इसको भी कीजिएगा. मैं आपसे ये सवाल पूछना चाह रही हूँ कि यूके और पाकिस्तान के कवानीन और लोगों के मिजाज में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है. इसके साथ आप कैसे डील करेंगे when you are throwing such kind of offers to young entrepreneurs?
So, गोविंद साहब का जो क्वेश्चन था, इट्स क्वाइट सिंपल. अगर यहाँ आप टूरिज्म को देखें, so you've got, for example, in Swat Valley, Gilgit, you've got small tour operators, 3 to 4, maximum 3 to 4 people in the company वो प्रमोट कर रहे हैं. यूके में अगर आपको टूर ऑपरेटर मिल जाता है जो ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानी है, तो इनके साथ कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं, देन दे बिकम ग्लोबल स्ट्रेट अवे. सो वहाँ पार्टनरशिप चलती है. इट वुड डेफिनेटली वर्क, एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू नाउ. When we are talking about entrepreneurship, अगर यहाँ भी है या अमेरिका में या यूके में, इस entrepreneurship is entrepreneurship. You cannot say that Pakistan की entrepreneurship is different than the UK. I'll give you another example. For example, call centers. Now, call centers, Pakistan could be a leader in call centers because हमारी जो accent है पाकिस्तान में is far better westernized than our neighbor. लेकिन all the call centers are sitting with our neighbor. Why? Because हमने उसको promote नहीं किया. So अगर UK में, जैसे my company for example, we're an IT company, हमारा call center बल्गेरिया में है, right? And हमारा call center जो है, we've got over 100 clients. So अगर हम पाकिस्तान में एक call center connect कर जाए या किसी के साथ partnership कर ले, why can we not bring that business here? And for the local call center, it would work as well.
But you can get British Pakistanis who have businesses in the UK and they want to expand their business, but they need a low-cost centre out of Pakistan. Right now, those million British Pakistanis, how do they access entrepreneurs in Pakistan? The answer is there is no mechanism, there is no platform. And Jumpstart is exactly designed to do that, to give the Pakistanis in Pakistan who are entrepreneurs with a business, give them access to international markets, and the Pakistanis, overseas Pakistanis in America, Canada and the UK, Jumpstart gives them access to Pakistanis based in Pakistan. It's creating that platform, that bridge to connect the two together.
Can I raise a question here?
What
I have gathered from your conversation here is that you will be doing the task of what I would call consultancy and facilitating overseas Pakistanis to come to Pakistan and invest here. Now, what we have seen during last 1 or 2 years, foreign investment in Pakistan has declined. What kind of attraction you are going to offer to investors, Pakistanis settled in the UK, Canada or the US to come to Pakistan? That's one question. And the other question is, what is your experience of the way the government of Pakistan or different departments of government of Pakistan handle foreign investors? Because to my knowledge, many investors in the past had lot of complaint about the working of the government and bureaucratization of the system, which dissuaded a lot of investors to come to Pakistan. Thank you.
Mr. James Khan के साथ हमारी गुफ्तगू का सिलसिला जारी है. वापस आते हैं एक ब्रेक के बाद. Welcome back, Nazreen. While moving on to next question.
Let me give you the answer. Yeah, so let me give you the answer to that. So number one, I don't believe, I'm an overseas Pakistani, so if I want to do business in Pakistan, I will not come here and invest directly and set up my own business, because by doing that I'm exposed to all the issues you've just described with government bureaucracy, the ease of business, etc. I would rather use Jumpstart and find a local partner who already has a business up and running, who is already established, and I can partner with him to grow and build that bridge. So to answer your question, we are not saying to overseas Pakistanis, come and be a hero, come and start a business from scratch. We are saying we will connect you to businesses which are in your market, they're in your sector. What we want to do is allow you guys to communicate so that you can work together. Because in that environment, you don't need the government and you don't need bureaucracy. Asad, do you agree with that?
Yeah. So Dr. Saab, I'll give you another example. Overseas Pakistanis, Pakistan may they buy a lot of properties. We buy land. Now, business people, entrepreneurs will not invest in land. They want to invest in business. So a services industry, जो UK में customer based है, they need a back office. The back office is in Pakistan, or it'll be in Singapore, or it'll be in China, India, wherever. So when you can buy in rupees and you can sell in pounds or dollars, you can imagine yourself the scale. So हम क्या कह रहे हैं that UK businesses, instead of setting up, like James said, from the off start and having all those challenges, why not partner with a local business, become a partnership, and then both parties they benefit. So that's the concept. Now, how do you connect the local businesses with overseas Pakistanis?
Let me interrupt you here. What you are proposing is very similar to what multinational corporations, American multinational corporations have done in China. They have partnerships with local business and set up back office, and some work there, and then it goes back to the American system and they sell it. Do you want to do the same here in Pakistan?
Absolutely right, because to me it makes a lot of sense, because you are leveraging what already exists. You're not recreating the wheel here, because there are bits. So for example, I have a meeting tomorrow with a local call center operation in Islamabad, because I already have a call center operation in the UK, but the cost base is too high. Now I don't want to come to Pakistan and start all over again, so I got my team to research through Jumpstart who are the people attending the conference. They identified 2 organizations that were going to be attending the conference from their database, and as I'm in Pakistan anyway, I will meet them tomorrow. So the objective here is, the guy in Pakistan, his problem is, how does he expand and find customers in the UK? Now he doesn't know how to access that market, and the British Pakistanis don't know how to access local Pakistanis. That's where Jumpstart is trying to focus and create that bridge to make that connection, like a broker.
Yeah, there's one more thing here.
The facilitator.
There is no other organization.
Yeah.
There's no other organization that does this. And also, we're not saying that the overseas Pakistani will take a large chunk of the business and keep all the profits. We're saying that the input from the overseas Pakistani should be to take a share in the business, a micro share, a small share, but at the same time is give them their experience as well as their customers.
And the good news is there's no involvement of government here.
असद जो हम असद जो our concern जिसकी तरफ डॉक्टर साहब और आयशा और मैं आपकी तवज्जो चाह रहे हैं, कि जब मनी हैंडलिंग का इशू आ जाता है, बाहर से मनी पाकिस्तान आती है या पाकिस्तान से बाहर जाती है, with the FATF regime in place, we are under lots of pressure, तो उसके लिए आपको किसी सतह पे गवर्नमेंट के साथ, ब्यूरोक्रेसी के साथ आपको इंटरेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. तो अनटिल नो आपका किसी गवर्नमेंट ओहदेदार से बात हुई है, फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री में, कॉमर्स से, हमारे कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट जो बोर्ड ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट है उन लोगों से, क्योंकि यू हैव वेरी ब्रिलियंट आइडियाज, बट इवेंचुअली आप रन इन करेंगे गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर को किसी ना किसी सतह पे. ये ना हो कि आप सारी चीजें लेके आए, उसके बाद पता चला जी गवर्नमेंट तो ये चीजें इजाजत ही नहीं दे रही. तो आपने वो भी कोई होमवर्क किया है?
नहीं, हमने होमवर्क किया, हमने
Let me add one more thing to it. Let me add one more thing.
जी जी.
You are talking of microfinancing, and you can't do microfinancing without government permission.
True that.
We're making it very clear we are not doing microfinancing. We are facilitating the opportunity of businesses in Pakistan having access to Pakistan overseas businesses in America, Canada and the UK. There is no microfinancing and therefore we don't need government permission. Secondly, we don't need government permission to trade with a business based in Pakistan. So as far as handling money is concerned, there is no involvement of government because, for example, if I want to use a call center in Pakistan, it is a commercial arrangement between the Pakistani company and the UK company. So they will charge me a fee and they will provide that service to create my call center for me for the UK. I don't need the government, I'm paying a fee for that service.
Well,
so we are very consciously aware, we are trying to...
Let me add, you may not need government, but your Pakistani partner, I mean basically what you are doing, you are bringing the British businessman with Pakistani businessman, and if they start doing anything, it is the Pakistani businessman who would need some state permissions for all these kinds of things. So you can't really exclude. Will you be facilitating
explain to me, but
the
does a
local
Pakistani business
to get permission from the government?
I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. Does a Pakistani business need government permission to provide his services to the UK and sell at a profit?
It's like providing manpower. I guess it's like providing manpower and to help them access the market for manpower. James?
When foreign exchange is involved, government comes in, State Bank of Pakistan
it's like only facilitating to find...
And our Ghumman has mentioned the role of FATF, and that has put lot of constraint on Pakistan's ability to do international banking.
He's saying that there is no microfinancing involved. It's just hunting for manpower, human resource.
There's
kind of.
Yeah, let me clarify something. Microfinances, we're not talking about microfinances. All we're saying is the businesses in Pakistan that are selling their services abroad.
Influence your society with your success. Mr. James Khan के साथ हमारी गुफ्तगू का सिलसिला जारी है. वापस आते हैं एक ब्रेक के बाद. वेलकम बैक नाज़रीन. गुफ्तगू का सिलसिला आगे बढ़ाएंगे. हमारे साथ मौजूद है ब्रिटिश पाकिस्तानी एंटरप्रेन्योर मिस्टर जेम्स खान. हम उनकी एक्सपर्टीज आप तक पहुंचा रहे हैं. जेम्स, आई वांट टू शूट अ क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग योर बुक्स. गेट द जॉब यू रियली वांट, स्टार्ट योर बिजनेस इन 7 days, गेट द लाइफ you really want. All these things, they're gonna grab the attention of youngster in Pakistan. For a Pakistani, how these books are gonna help to shape their career in Pakistan, provided by the Pakistani environment?
I think that the interesting thing, Aisha, it's a good question. These books are what I call generic. So these are not market specific. The process of getting a job in the UK, in America, in Canada, everywhere today, we use online, we use social media to find a job. You know, whether it's on a job board or it's on Facebook or whatever the mechanism is. What these books try and do is teach somebody the tactics and strategies of the things that you should and should not do when applying for a job. So, you know, how do you write a CV? How do you apply online? Should you go to the company direct? Should you look on their website? How do you prepare for the interview? What is your presentation skills? What do you wear? What questions do you ask? These books are more generic. They're not specific to a country in that regard. So I think they are just as valuable to somebody in Islamabad as they would to somebody in Bradford.
All right. Khabar, you had a refreshment.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you so much, James. You had a refreshment time with them provided by the circumstances media is currently facing. Any plan to kickstart a business?
No, I think for me, I'm not looking to start business.
No, I am asking Khabar. Actually, he had a meeting with you in, before this show. So I am asking Khabar about any idea he is having in mind.
I think Khabar is not really an entrepreneur. Do you think you're an entrepreneur?
Well, I can shoot another question.
You're absolutely. You're spot on. You're absolutely right.
I'd like
Actually, I'm
Kawa,
not that kind of
can you
person.
pitch me an idea? Kawa,
Yes,
your
I
pitch,
have
on
more than
Dragon's
one idea.
Den, when people come to...
Yeah.
So pitch me the idea. Let me hear your
I
idea.
have more than one ideas, but you know, I can
pitch me
share you
one,
privately
Kavish.
because I
Let me
don't
hear
want
your
people to
pitch.
listen. I don't want people to listen my idea. You know, that's a secret one. So I don't want other people to get benefit out of my idea.
Professor Saab.
Let me move you in a different
because
direction.
I'm looking to make an investment. Okay.
All right, I move you in another direction, which is a very positive area. We have not really talked about it. You have also played an important role in human welfare projects and human development projects. That's a very positive contribution to Pakistan. Would you be kind enough to highlight some of the positive human welfare things done by you so that our viewer know about it?
Yes, as a
and you can add one.
I was born.
Can you add one more question to this?
Sure.
Okay, I was just going through your bio. Like, you pay more attention to the eco-friendly business setup. So, what kind of special things you have in your mind? Like, if someone is setting up a business and that should be the eco-friendly. So, what are the broad guidelines you want your partners to follow?
It's not necessarily eco-friendly. There's social responsibility. So it's, I'm particularly interested in businesses where entrepreneurs can create a business that not only makes money but is a service to the community that they live in, and I find that has a double effect. So I particularly am interested, when I look at entrepreneurs, to encourage them not just to make money, but am I building a business that can help the community that I live with? So that for me is my kind of hotspot, and I really like that. I think in terms of philanthropy, one of the things that I passionately believe in is that sometimes if you're an entrepreneur, you are blessed with that opportunity of being able to build a business. But what I love about being an entrepreneur, it gives you the opportunity of giving something back. Not necessarily always about money, but maybe your time or your mentorship, where you can influence somebody else's success. For me, what I found over the years is every time I experienced that Pakistan is having a problem, it could be the earthquake in Kashmir. So I was here nearly 5-6 years ago when I saw on TV just how devastating that earthquake was, and I felt as an entrepreneur, as somebody who was born in this country, that I could make a contribution. So I flew out here, spent 2 weeks here, and looked at some of the devastation that had taken place, and I saw most of the Western NGOs were providing homes in the flat areas, but there was a lot of destruction in some of the higher parts of the kind of mountainous areas. So I built 126 homes for some of the people who'd been neglected by either the government or other NGOs. Then I came back a few years later because the floods took place, and I saw nearly 20 million people that had pretty much lost everything. And so I focused on one village, and I identified a village just outside of Islamabad called Jan Lunda, and I recreated that village for 2,500 people and rebuilt the roads, the sewage, the sanitation, the homes, the mosque, etc. And it was my sort of opportunity of feeling that I was giving something back from the business and the entrepreneurship that I had. It gives you that flexibility because you're not working for somebody else. It's your choice and your decision of what to do with your success.
All right. अच्छा असद, यहाँ पर अब एक सवाल ये भी कि ब्रॉडर पर्सपेक्टिव में, अगर सॉरी टू कट यू खबर, असद से ये पूछना चाहूँगी कि पाकिस्तान और बरतानिया के दरमियान ताल्लुकात को आगे ले जाने में, मजीद बिल्ड करने में आपका जो ये वेंचर है, ये क्या किरदार अदा करेगा असद?
So right now जो ये हमारा जो इवेंट आ रहा है बिटवीन द 1st and the 8th of November, ये 3 दिन लाहौर में और 5 दिन इस्लामाबाद में. So इसमें हमने इनवाइट किया ओवरसीज इन्वेस्टर्स, ओवरसीज CEOs और ओवरसीज मेंटर्स. तो हमने इनको इनवाइट किया, यहाँ आएंगे, वहाँ एक्सपो होगा, इट बी ए कॉन्फ्रेंस. there'll be stalls with startups, there'll be SMEs that are looking for partnerships, that are looking for overseas businesses to promote their businesses. So we'll have a full day of conference, and then we will have breakup sessions जहाँ हमारे 8 verticals जो हैं, because there's 8 different areas we are covering. So we're covering education, we're covering healthcare, we're covering agriculture, we're covering technology, tourism, and creative industries, and agri-tech, and also science and other things. So we've got, what it is a breakup session. So हमने already, what we've started doing is people throughout the world वो हमारे जंप स्टार्ट के व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू वो इंटरेस्ट शो कर रहे हैं. सो फॉर एग्जांपल जिसमें हेल्थ केयर में इन्वॉल्व होना है वो हमारे ग्रुप पर आ रहे हैं. उनमें वी हैव अ वीकली टॉक चैट शो जिसमें इज ऑल इंटरेक्शन हो रहा है. एंड ऑल दोज पीपल दे एंड सम ऑफ दिस पीपल आर एडवाइजर्स टू द ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट ऑन हेल्थ. Some of them are professors, some of them are surgeons. So they all want to come because they want to bring their services to Pakistan, and therefore they will come and they'll be actually at the event. And then we've got local CEOs, local SMEs. So we're looking at 350 startups will be exhibiting. We've got 50 universities that we already partnered with that will be coming in with their final year students with startups that can display their products. And then we've got 100 plus SMEs that will come over there and they will obviously share the product. For example, a call center is ideal.
Sorry, असद वक्त बहुत कम है. असद खबर आप अगर कोई सवाल concluding question आप चाहें प्रोग्राम के आखिर में.
One last question. James, as you know, Pakistan is undergoing great economic depression. So any couple of suggestions for our Prime Minister Imran Khan, then how he as a chief executive of this country help people of Pakistan?
Firstly, I'd like to say I think Imran Khan is doing an amazing job. I think he's an outstanding leader. I've been monitoring and watching some of his interactions with some of the leaders abroad, and when I see Imran engaging with the Saudis or the Chinese, it makes me very proud that we have somebody who has integrity and real leadership that's putting Pakistan back on the map at an international level. So, I just want to say that it makes me so happy and so proud to see that we have somebody who really is a visionary. I think one man, to run a nation is not easy. Every time I go out, all I hear is people saying the government isn't doing this and the government isn't doing that. When I was starting a business, if I wanted to find reasons to fail, there are thousands of reasons. What I need people to do is find reasons to succeed. So despite the challenges of government, JFK had a great saying, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. So I think it's high time that people in Pakistan empowered themselves to take full responsibility of what they can do. And I think entrepreneurs have that DNA to do that. We don't need government, we don't need bureaucracy. We come up with great ideas, we convert them into a business proposition, and we sell them into the market. And that actually creates jobs, creates economies. So for me, my message isn't what Imran can do, it's what are your viewers out there, what can they do to contribute to this country and put it back on the map? Because there's more of them than there is of Imran.
All right, James Khan, actually we can say that even if you have a vision, determination, an individual can make a difference at any level. Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure to have you on my show. James Khan और असद हुसैन साहब, आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. खबर और प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर हसन अस्करी, आपके वक्त का भी बहुत शुक्रिया. नाज़रीन, प्रोग्राम के हवाले से फीडबैक जरूर दीजिएगा अगले प्रोग्राम तक के लिए. लाने के बाद